Well, we all know, and I hope we all know, that Trump has always been a little more into appearances than actual results. As long as he can make it look like he's getting results, he's happy with that result. And it turns out the same thing is happening in his deportation war, his war against America's immigrants. He set a goal for ICE to arrest and deport up to 3,000 people a day. And the latest figures for 2025 show that they barely made it to 900 a day. So not even a third of what the goal was. But man, the way you see the visuals and the videos in the media, all over the place, you would think they're arresting 1,000 people an hour. And that's kind of the point. The administration has instructed ICE, get this, the administration has actually instructed ICE to to design arrests and pickups in a way that will gain maximum media exposure. It's all about the media exposure. Inside ICE's media machine, messages reveal how the agency has raced to satisfy the White House by pumping out videos of confrontations and arrest. Now, as I scroll down this convoluted new method they have of writing articles with lots of white space and giant pictures, forgive me for that, but you can see the video here of the guy getting arrested, made for media, made for prime time. Looks like something straight out of the show Bad Boys. What was that? Is that what that show was called? Bad Boys, what you gonna do when they come for you? It doesn't it look like it came straight out of that show? All right, they said for the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Public Affairs team, the nighttime operation across Metro Houston in October was a gold mine. I guess they're showing this as part of that. An ICE video producer shadowed agents as they pulled over and handcuffed, handcuffed more than 120 suspected undocumented immigrants, then sent the footage to a private team chat room. All right, let's see what happened next. Here's the chat. ICE official number one writes and says, "Arrests are wonderful." ICE video producer number one, "Great shooting. Well, you did a great job with the video." Across thousands of internal ICE messages reviewed by the Washington Post, this kind of celebration has become commonplace. The messages show how the team has worked closely with the White House, which has urged them to produce videos for social media of immigrant arrests and confrontations to portray its push for mass deportation as critical to protecting the American way of life. Before officials could post the Houston video, though, they had to figure out how to frame it. Officials didn't know if all the arrestees had criminal records. They wrote in the chats undermining a slogan the team had worked to promote on social media that ICE targeted the worst of the worst. So they want to promote this on social media saying that they have targeted the worst of the worst. That's the title. Okay, that's the title they're thinking about using. So ICE video producer number two writes and says, "We made several dozen arrests today very quickly. Not sure if these all had criminal histories beyond being in the US illegally." What do you think happened with that guy? He's probably lost his job by now. Disloyalty, refusing to obey orders. After some discussion, the team decided on a compromise. ICE official number two said, "I'd like to try to put this out without focusing on the aliens or their crimes, but to demonstrate that we're out working hard." These guys that they're picking up and taking to jail are pawns. They're pawns in a little game they're playing. They're just pawns. They're pawns in their game. Let's show how cruel we are because that's what the MAGA base loves to see. And that is what the MAGA base loves to see. It literally is. They got that right. But I mean, imagine this guy, ICE official number two. "I'd like to put this out without focusing on any crimes, because we're not sure if they really committed any, but to demonstrate that we're out there working hard." Wow. And when these things make the rounds in the media and we all see it on the internet, it does make it look like they're working hard because, you know, one arrest fills up our whole screen for a whole day and we're like, "Oh wow, they're out there doing this a lot." Hopefully they're doing it a lot less than it looks. Anyway, instead of arguing that they'd snared hardened criminals, officials wrote a caption saying the arrest showed the dangers of illegal aliens behind the wheel. Okay, so they're making the streets safer. We're not we I have to say I'm surprised that they had enough little modicum of integrity left to say, well, we can't really say they committed crimes because we don't know if they did. Hmm, okay, that's like, wow, that's progress for them. But instead, they'll say, well, some of them didn't have driver's licenses and maybe some of them were drunk. So we're making the road safer for Houstonians. Then, to maximize the video's chances of going viral, they needed a soundtrack. ICE video producer number one suggests think country songs. This is Houston, after all. Emily Covington, ICE Assistant Director for Public Affairs, writes and says, I feel like we need something a little more hardcore, like something Trump would like, or something Caroline Levitt would like. All these, or Christine Ohm, all these hardcore people in the administration. We need something hardcore. So they settled on a rap song by Neighborhood Nick, which his label would later tell the Post was used without permission. That starts off saying, "Oh, you thought this was a game, huh?" How ironic. They put a song on that says, "Oh, you thought this was a game." And they are the ones playing the game. They're literally doing arrest for video. They're doing it to make themselves look good and to appease the president's like insatiable desire for more and more violent videos because that's what he knows the MAGA base loves. Amazing, right? The video was posted to ICE's social media channels where it has been viewed more than 1 million times in total. And here's the post ICE on the roads. We made over 120 arrests in Houston, October 29th, clearing our roads of dangerous, often unlicensed and uninsured illegal aliens who should not be behind the wheel. And we don't even know any of that because we just arrested them so fast, we don't know anything about them at all. And then this is ironic. Talk about breaking the law and stuff. Um, yeah, go to X. This media has been disabled in response to a report by the copyright owner. So they're using the media illegally. Oh, man. And they're out enforcing the laws. For years, this ICE team had run like a routine government communications shop, dispensing public service announcements and news releases few Americans would see, and how we all long for those days, right? But during Trump's second term, ICE's public affairs arm has rapidly transformed into an influencer style media machine, churning out flashy videos of tactical operations and immigration raids. And that is indeed what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about looks, all about appearances. Let's get out there and make them think we're doing something. These heard the ICE person, the ICE official. So I just want to make it look like we're working hard. God, let's just make it look like we're out there. Then somebody obviously said, well, let's say they were drunk and that they were unlicensed and uninsured. And then the people will think we're making them safer on the roads. And they're literally doing nothing of the sort, except they are doing untold damage and harm to these people's lives. And a lot of people who call themselves Christians don't care. You don't care that they're literally picking up people they don't even know whether they've committed crimes or not, just for a show, just for a show. And you sit there as a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm not criticizing Christianity. I'm criticizing people who claim to be Christians and support things that are wholly unchristian because you're committing idolatry. Your idol is government and power and worldly power. You don't care anything about helping people or taking care of people at all. So yes, I criticize that for sure. But that's what's going on in this government. That is what's going on. If you're a Christian and you support this, you need to stop. You need to stop supporting this because it's all bad. And if you're an American and you love our Constitution, even on that basis alone, you got to stop supporting this. So, Christian Americans who love the Constitution, you're like double dipping here. You're going against two major documents that you live by. You've just thrown them both out the window. And for what? For what? That's all I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, maybe leave a comment and tell us for what. And don't tell me it's to have a more law-abiding society, because that ain't it. So not arresting criminals. All right. Hey, I appreciate you watching. And if you liked anything you heard, like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. And I will see you soon. Take care.